Disruption Networks.
Monday. How's the rest of the course go? Monday. Monday. Anyways, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Local Music Monday time. You can follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms.
Oh, yeah.
You can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. And then we're going to wrap it all up into this nice little ball of podcast love that you can listen to at your discretion, at your leisure, at disruptionnetwork.net. Shout out to the sponsors. Thank you to Eddie over at EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie at 315-335-0516, EJAmoving.com. They give you free boxes. They pack up your boxes, and they bring those boxes wherever they need to go. They're awesome. They wear back braces. They're respectable young men. They say ma'am and sir. They're even wearing masks. They're awesome young men. EJAmoving.com. When you're ready to move anything, have Eddie do it. Have Eddie break his back instead of you breaking your back. That's the name of the game with EJA. Shout out to my attorney, Dave Longaretta. If you need legal advice, give him a call today at 315-735-6162. I am drinking peanut butter cup Utica coffee today. Justin, no, you're on the UC, huh? Shout out to Saranac, too. Of course, but let me tell you something about this peanut butter cup coffee.
Is it outstanding?
It's hard to say, too. Peanut
butter cup.
Coffee.
Gotcha. I think you've had one too many cups.
I did. I'm flying over here. It's so good. I got to give a shout out to my girl Michelle over at Utica Coffee. She hooked me up with
that cup.
She hooked me up with the new mug, the spring mug.
Dude, I love it.
You can find them out at wakethehellup.com. I see Gina in there saying, "Do they deliver?" And if you
Is she talking about Utica Coffee or Fratello's?
We'll get to Fratello's in a second, but Utica Coffee, if you go to wakethehellup.com, you can get all their selections. They have so much. And I highly recommend you get in the Wake the Hell Up, because the Wake the Hell Up is pure octane. It's like double the caffeine. Liquid cocaine, if I like to call it. Also, shout out to my boys over at Joey's at 307. I went to Joey's over the weekend and had the most terrific meal over there. Shout out to Matt Grabsky. He's doing a great thing over there. Somebody else that's doing a great thing is our guest today, Justin. Mr. Fratello's himself. Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Trying to figure out how long we've known each other. Put your mic a little bit closer to you.
Yeah,
just a little bit closer.
There you go.
We're trying to figure out how long we've known each other.
47 years.
Well, in Utica, yeah.
just running around in the live music scene as spectator, following around. It was early 90s.
Yeah.
Following the old 9-ball stuff. Can you imagine, name all the bands back and then
Floating Noah. Ulterior Motive.
Showtime tour with Floating Noah for a little while.
Huh?
We were on the same circuit for a little while. Us and Floating Noah.
You guys were running parallel.
Oh my God, it was great. We would do shows together. It would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Jim Hartnett. That was a great band, man. He had a great lineup. First with Borgia and then over with Mike Wagner.
Yeah.
But there were so many great bands back then.
Was that his name, Mike Wagner, the bald guy?
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Oh, he was amazing.
Him and I hung out all the time, and I just could never remember his last name.
The Maniac.
Is he around?
I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
If anybody knows where Mike Wagner is.
Where is the current location of
Let us know.
Where in the world is Mike Wagner?
I love how he brings the baritone in.
Any chance I get.
Any chance. You had a good weekend, huh, bro?
I did.
I got to see some video of you playing with Mr. Lenny Milano.
Oh, yeah, and Lenny Milano Jr.
And Jr.?
And Alexis Reynolds came up and did a song with us, too. And Billy Carmen came out and played bass. It was really, really awesome. Yeah, we had a great night.
All-star selection.
Yeah, we had a really good night.
Hey, Justin, do you mind if I come up and play a couple songs? I just want to play a song or two. I just feel like playing tonight.
You know what the funny thing is that the dates that Lenny Sr. can't make with the Showtime Trio, Lenny Jr. is going to fill in. So,
cool.
So he's playing the whole gig with us.
It's a whole lot of Milano.
It's a lot of Milano there. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Brian, I recently saw that you had PJ, what do you call from Trickster?
PJ Farley.
How was that?
Awesome. Dynamite.
Yeah?
I'm telling you. When the promoter came to me, we know a lot of people through the same circles,
Sure.
of people. So, and he was looking for another place to bring him because he was already bringing him to the area at a different venue. So he wanted to bring him somewhere else around here while he was in town. So, so he come down and I showed him the place. And it's small, but it's intimate. But he was like, he liked the vibe of it. And I said, well, I'll put some cameras up. We'll throw, put a camera up. We'll put some TVs in other areas. So even though it's small and through COVID rules, everybody's sit in their spot and can't move around. So it's hard to see what's going on, So we put a camera up on him, and I had TVs blasting of the show going throughout the building, so people could see it, what was going on. It was great. And he was awesome. Yeah. And then I didn't know until, I would get farther into, signing the contract. And I was like, oh, God, this is really going on. This is real. I got to get this guy a hotel room. This is really going on.
Right.
There's a writer.
So, exactly.
So I got a question, though. So, I mean, like, you are the hardest working man in show business right now. I guarantee you. I swear to God, because like he does all the booking, he does everything, and then on top of it, he's making pizzas every day. So I mean, like,
I took my apron off and came straight here. I went outside.
I know he really did. Like he came out, he was like, "Oh, still going." But my question to you is, did you actually get to watch PJ Farley, or were you making pizzas at the same time?
Joe Sweet opened up with Austin Evans.
Never heard of him.
No. Yeah, no. Who's Joe Sweet? Who the hell is that
guy? And Devin Garamone. Mm-hmm. So they opened up, and so I was in the kitchen through their show, and I went out and sat with my girlfriend in the dining room and watched the whole show.
That's great.
So it was nice that I was able to
Wait, you actually got a reservation? Did you have to call ahead for a reservation? Okay. I was going to say, you probably had to call ahead, right? I'm serious, though. I'm telling you right now, every single time that I've ever played there, it's been like, there's been sometimes my parents can't even get a reservation there. Like for the game, and I'm like, Mom, I told you, you got to call the Monday before. If I'm playing there on Friday, you got to call the Monday before.
I had to move a table and make Jose move back.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
for your father.
You did.
We got to put a table up here.
Yeah,
his dad's got to be in here.
Yeah, so it's like the scene out of Goodfellas when they bring out the table, put him where the front row.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so cool to see you waving the flag for live music, though. Yeah. And Justin, this was all your idea, and I think we got to tell everybody what we're doing here on a monthly basis. Is we're going to give some love to the local music venues and the promoters, and this was all your idea.
Well, and I mean, I guess the reason is for me is that COVID hit, and of course we all got shut down, including Fratello's. But the second that Fratello's opened up, I mean, obviously, we had no gigs, and Brian, who I've known for a very long time, he said to me, he goes, "Hey," he goes, I'm going to start doing some solos and duos. He goes, "I'll tell you what," he goes, you bring you in with different guys, and I'll book you as many times as you could bring different guys. So I mean, I was playing there through the pandemic like 4 or 5 times a month, which for me was huge at that time. You know what I mean?
Walk there, right?
Well, it's not only about that. It's the fact that I wasn't playing anywhere. It was like, it was so cool that like I was able to, to sustain, you know what I mean, because of this man right here, which was, I mean, but there was other, there's been other venues, other bar owners that have done the same for some people, and I just thought it'd be a good idea to bring, all these people in that have always supported live music, and now that you see, like, a lot of bars and restaurants are not, they're going with more like we'll put the game on TV. We don't need live music. We can, because people can sustain without live music, but there's people that really dig it, and there's people that are customers that will come out just to see live music. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And so
I grew up with it.
Sure,
right.
Of course,
so, I mean, it's people are gonna. I'm gonna put it out there. People, I hope you like what I like. I hope you want to grow in your life with music as a part of it.
Sure,
because that's what I always had.
Yeah, and I never thought. Like I went to a bar in Syracuse, and everybody knows that anybody that's been to Syracuse and is a musician or loves music has always been to a place called Shifty's. And Shifty's is pretty much like, if you're a musician and you want to go see live music, you go to that bar, because they have music every single night of the week. Yeah. Okay. And
it's legendary too.
It really is.
It is.
And I really feel that Brian is doing the same thing in the little village of Frankfurt. Because I mean, there's only 1 or 2 nights that you don't have music.
Just 2 nights a week.
2 nights a week that he doesn't have music. I mean, like
Sundays.
Sundays and
Tuesday.
Sunday and Tuesday, which you did have music on Tuesday before the pandemic. You were doing Ryan Quinn every Tuesday. Yep. So there was only one. Yeah, right. There was only one night that he wasn't doing music. But like, I think that as the restrictions led up for the pandemic, that and people start coming out more, and you get your outside deck going,
Let's go.
that there might be music 7 days a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane to think about, but really, I mean,
need
you might
it.
actually get to that point, which is great because that'll be like, oh, we got. Okay, sorry, I'm jumping around here. Okay. The coolest thing for me is Mark Macri, who's on right now. He said
Mark.
to say hi. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Love Mark.
For me, it was the coolest thing in the world where here I am thinking that this is my home base. This is my guy. You know, I'm being booked here a lot, and there's music all over the place. And all of a sudden, Mark calls me from Orlando, Florida. He's living down there. He's like, hey, he goes, what's the deal with this pizza joint like down the road from you? I go, Fratello's? He goes, yeah, everybody's been telling me about it. He's like, he's booking like every night of the week. I go, yeah. He goes, I got to get in there. You know? And I'm like, I call Brian. I'm like, dude, Mark Macri wants to get. He goes, I remember Mark. You know, and like, you know, they got talking and everything. But I'm like, how cool is that? That here's Mark down in Orlando, Florida, getting phone calls from people like, dude, you got to play this place. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's in Frankfurt. You know, but you're killing it, like to the point where, like, you know, people are asking to play that.
The legends back, you know, in that time frame. Right, when you go like Southside Pub, and I was going, and Mark Macri, John Liebing, was it Holmes?
Danny
Holmes.
Holmes.
Is he still out there? Get a hold of me if he's still out there playing.
Danny's in Florida.
Those guys, that was that time. Like I used to pop around besides seeing the heavy stuff, you know, sweet play with Nightball and all that. But is watching these legends. Like I got Liebing there at least once or twice a month, and Mark's there, and just love it. Just bring these guys back in with some new guys and mix it in.
Steve Rigo's a house band now.
Steve Rigo, he fills that place every single time.
Every time. Steve
Every
Rigo.
time.
He came out of retirement for Fratello.
He did. Yeah, that's the story on that. Is my parents were having their 50th wedding anniversary. He's retired at this point. He was 64, 65 years old, whatever he was. And he was retired. And he walks into the pizzeria, my old building. So it was a few years ago. He walks in, and he didn't know who I was. So I introduced myself, told him he knows my parents great. But I knew that because I had seen him at other birthday parties, other parties kind of things. And I would see him, and he played for parties for my uncle, my father, things. So I told him who I was. And I said, my parents are having a wedding anniversary, 50 years. Can you play it? And he's like, oh, I don't even play anymore.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I told him, so he knew what it was for. He says, let me get back to you. Maybe I can do it. So, and I think he had talked to Justin somewhere in between there. I think he just needed a little kick in the ass, a little support.
Sure.
Come on, pick the guitar back up again and get going. He's like a legend. I mean, this guy can rip it up. He's good.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, now he's downsized. He doesn't have the cellar dwellers with him anymore. And Steve Rigo and the cellar dwellers.
Yeah, Steve Rigo and the cellar dwellers.
So now he just plays with a background track and plays the guitar, but still rips the shit out of it,
Yeah, he really does.
And sings over it. And he plays there twice a month, and he kills it.
Yep.
Every single time he's got his people.
He sure does. I just got to give a shout out to Genesee Joe from 92.7 The Drive. He just said, "Gotta love Brian and Fratello's for supporting local, and I thank him especially for always sticking with 92.7 The Drive."
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I want to thank Joe too. Joe's been a huge supporter of the D. They're like the only media source that supports disruption.
Well, yeah, because it's almost like it's not a direct competition, but there is some competition. I mean, you know what I mean?
I don't look at it that way, but whatever.
But it's radio. Radio's radio. I mean, yeah, this is a video podcast, but still, I mean, if people are listening to us, they're not listening to them, and so I mean, it's but we're all like, once again, it's. Radio used to be so cutthroat back then, and so did live music. We talked about that 100 times, but I feel like that we're such a community now, and everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, he's supporting you, you're supporting him.
Always,
you know
what I mean? Forever support Joe and anything he's
doing. It's wonderful.
Love that, man.
Yeah,
we go way back. We go back like rocking chairs.
Yeah,
a lot of people on Facebook. Everybody out there on Facebook land, if you could do us a favor, click the share button, help spread the word of Local Music Monday, Fratello, Showtime, Poor Tim, Justin Smith, and all the things that are going on in this whole big blanket that we're doing here. We got to give a big shout out to your waiter over there, Gino.
He's waiting for that. I see him. Gino Anthony is watching. Gino Anthony is watching. It's like constant. So
he's the singing waiter.
And he's the singing waiter.
And if actually, if you make a reservation at Fratello's for tonight, Sean and I will be playing Poor Tim, and you'll actually get to see the singing waiter tonight.
Is there a point of the night where you're like, dude, you're up there again? Can you get back to fucking work? Is there any part of that time?
Usually he will sing later on.
So he'll sing later on. Yeah.
Have their food. They're sitting there chilling.
Everybody's served. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all served. So he'll pop a few songs off. No, it's great.
Dude, I got to give a shout out to Gino because I was scrolling last night when I got home, and I'm looking, and he made made this
This
post.
was
He's
great.
like, who's single and wants to mingle? I'm like, talk about throwing a flyer out there, right?
Just remember, wait, he put the fire thing. So who's hot and single?
That's
what he
right.
wrote.
That's right.
Who's hot and single.
He throws. Talk about throwing a flyer out there. So he threw a flyer out there, and lo and behold, he's having conversations with all these women. Like,
Yeah, I like
buddy.
the
It
end
worked.
too. He had this conversation with this one girl, right? He's going on and on and on, and he's all of a sudden he writes at the end, he's like, "Check your messages." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
See, Gino, they're sliding into your DMs, buddy.
That's right. They're sliding. Wait till they see how he golfs.
Hilarious. But yeah, shout out to Gino, man. Shout out to Motor Lord, always with us each and every
Motor Lord.
Monday. We got to get you guys on this show, man. So
Oh my God, please.
Marshall, hit me up, man. We gotta chop it up with you. Shout out to Rosemary. Rosemary's support. She says she loves your food. She loves watching Justin, and it's very close to home for her. So big ups to Rosemary.
Probably not as
Thank
close
you.
as me, but
Tammy's saying hello to everybody. Mark Macary's in the house. Tammy's saying I'm happy I got a reservation for tonight to see Justin
sure.
and Sean. So that other dude's playing with you tonight? The other guy
oh
with-
wow, I never heard anybody call him that because usually I'm the other guy.
No.
I mean, I'll tell you a quick story.
In
I
my
mean,
eyes,
yeah.
he's the other guy.
Oh, thank you. You know, and I think you're only saying that because he's refused to come on the show. So I mean,
That's part of the reason.
it's part of
but-
the reason. You
and
know
plus,
what I mean?
you're,
I got to work, like all this stuff he
you're
says.
my tag team partner, pal.
know, right?
Come
I love
on.
it.
We won. We
But-
got awards together.
I know.
You're my number one.
I
dude.
know it. And
All
I mean,
right.
when Sean and I went on, we went on tour for college campuses and stuff, you know, and we were the highest booked band, the most booked band in APCA, which was the Pennsylvania market. Okay, so we had all the Penn State colleges, like we played all of them, like 29 campuses we played that year, which was awesome, and. So we played that first year, and then we came back like that next semester and played a few more, you know what I mean, that we had already played. And we would walk in, and these girls in the student department or whatever, they would come running. Big sexy. They give him a big hug. They give him a huge hug, and they grip him real tight. It was like, I was so hoping that you and the other guy would come back. And so I became the other guy. So I'm hashtag the other guy.
No.
Yeah.
Not my eyes. I want him to drop the moniker.
Yeah, I know.
I've been pushing this for
That's
years
a
now.
very-
I'm like, dude, it's time for you to drop the big sexy. Come
Yeah.
on. You know, for real. Isn't it a little
You're a
old
minority.
now?
You're in the minority, though.
I know I'm in the minority.
You're in the
but
minority.
I'm always in the minority in something.
Yeah.
I'm never. I don't follow.
I
trends.
called him Big Sexy until he made me the godfather of his daughter, and then I was like, "No, you're Sean now." I mean, we're close enough now. I can call you Sean. Yeah,
That's cool. But tonight, what time you guys start tonight? 6 o'clock.
ish.
So, yeah. Is the venue owner pretty lax?
No, well, it depends. I mean, like the other day, I told my wife.
He's looking at you like you better say yeah.
Well, no, I told my wife the other day. I went in to get dinner, and because I mean, obviously, I order from Fratello's when I'm not playing. But anyway, so I go in to get dinner, and Joe Sweet starts at 6 on Thursdays, right?
6:45, you mean?
I literally, well, he's supposed to start at 6. I literally pulled in at 6:55, okay? And I was walking in with Joe. No joke. Or no, 5:55, sorry. 5:55, I was walking in with Joe, and I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, hey, what's going on? He's like kind of rushing a little bit, as much as Joe can rush, you know? I mean, he's rushing in. And I'm like, dude, just got to start in 5 minutes. And here I am breaking Sean's balls and everybody else I play with for being late. I'm like we started 6:03, and I'm like, he's going to be pissed.
That's the Joe Sweet pass.
Yeah, then we had to wait 10 more minutes because by the time Devin got there.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
about 6:50. It's all right. They played till 9:30, so it,
Yeah.
Usually you got to go out in the parking lot to get them, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, well I mean, like, you know what I told Brian too. I said if we start after 6, it's pretty much okay for poor Tim because we don't take a break. I mean, like we do,
You guys
but
straight
there's no
through.
break in music. Like Sean will play by himself, I'll play by myself. So at least we're keeping the music steady. There's no break. There's no 15, 20
You got to
minute
get
break.
Gino
here
a
and there.
guitar, and then you guys could both walk away.
Please don't get Gino a guitar. He's already obsessed with golf and crypto. I can't deal with him being obsessed with something else. Okay? Because then he'll get better than me. I can't deal with that. All right? He's already better than me at golf and crypto. I can't
These
deal
young
with
guys, we got to watch out for these young bucks
it. Seriously,
coming up
man.
from behind us, right?
Tell me about it.
Hilarious. Tammy saying Fratello has great food and great service. So you got
Thank
a lot
you.
of fans out there.
Oh, for
Brian,
sure.
I hear nothing but great things all the time. I don't think I've ever heard a bad thing about what you're doing over there in Frankfurt. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you. We're just trying to keep expanding, doing what we already do, and do more of it.
Yeah.
How'd you get your start?
Oh God.
Yeah, because
On what?
Wow.
Yeah, I know,
You know,
'cause
I mean, just
I've always felt like
start how my life began, like in all this
You
chaos.
really should do that
as long
because
as I've known you, he's been nothing
I
but a
will-
hustle.
I'll
He's
try
always
to-
seriously.
hustled his ass
Probably
off.
more.
I think
he
owned,
works his balls off.
I think
this
he
guy.
owned video to roll when he was 8 years
Listen,
old.
I'll try
Oh my
to.
God, I forgot about video to roll.
Right, I wasn't video to roll, but I'll condense it. So
I forgot about that.
I worked at a pizzeria in Clinton. And then I went to Frankfurt, and I was manager for Sully's Pizzeria. And then I bought the laundromat in Utica. And so from the laundromat, then I started buying apartment houses. And so then I was doing that. And then I had the video store in the year 2000. By the year 2005, it was Front Row Video. By the year 2005, videos were squashed because they were in the stores for cheap to buy. Why would you rent something anymore?
Right.
And then it all started going streaming since then, so that's why they're still gone.
The best part about you, I got to cut you off for a second because the best part about Brian is that I swear to God, you have like you have a time machine. Because I feel like that he always like with the video store, you closed it before anybody else closed their video stores.
You see, the
You
writing was
closed
on
it.
the wall.
He got out
That's it.
at the perfect time. You know, before he lost money, which was great. Like, I swear to God, like, that's why I always tell everybody, I'm like, Brian's got a time machine.
Yeah.
Because everything you touch is cool.
See it.
It's
You
great.
just got
It's
it.
great.
Just saw it.
Yeah,
So
anyway.
probably something that you guys didn't know is that I had an online porn shop.
What?
And you didn't cut me in on this.
Oh, my God. How did I not know about this?
So,
I thought we were friends.
so videos and toys.
Uh-huh.
So I had Front Row Video. Well, I called it Front Row Erotica.
Yes.
So that was a thing for a little while.
This is the greatest show ever.
But I'm always busy doing stuff, so I just couldn't even keep up with that, So that was
You
something
smut
to sort
peddler,
of-
you.
I know,
right?
It's fun though. It was a blast.
So what are you doing? Like DVD, online DVDs?
DVDs,
or
yeah, it was
toys or anything?
It was drop ship. I didn't have to really have anything. They could just order it, and I could just, through the thing, and I could just get it sent to them.
Were-
So
like,
I didn't have to have a closet full of toys and mail them out. It's just.
Was your ultimate goal to start porn in Frankfurt? Was that your ultimate goal? I mean, we got VJs, but I mean, we could have done it so much
We
better,
had the
right?
back room,
Yeah, you had the back room, right?
VJ's still there?
Yeah,
They are
Is it
still there.
really?
the guy that
Teasers.
owns Teasers owns it now. Yeah,
They had to
'Cause
sell
Jimmy,
the teasers for the hospital and all that, so he ended up buying
Jimmy
it.
sold it to him. Yeah,
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
It's still running.
Wow.
yeah. We
crazy.
played there before.
I got kicked out of there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Showtime played there before.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
You played at VJ's?
We played at VJ's. They actually now before it was VJ's, there was an actual club there. Am I correct? Like it was a club, but there was strippers. Like they would have bands. I mean, there's strippers like during the week.
possible. I don't know if I remember
I always remember it as a strip club.
Yeah. So back in it was 1997 or 8, 7 or 8. They decided to squash VJ's and open a straight up bar, no strippers, right? They called it Heartbeats Lounge. Okay, so the first time that we waltzed in there, they booked us. The first time and it had to have been earlier than that. Had to have been 97. It had to be right in 97. And because I was definitely underage. And we walked in there, and Jose immediately jumped and ran on the stripper pole. And my mom, because my parents had to be there every time we played because we were underage. And they were serving booze. So Jose runs up and spins around the stripper pole. And my mom's screaming at him, "Get off of there. You don't know who's been on that." Screaming at him and go wash his hands and shit, And, yeah, so I've never told this story before, and I think it's past the what is the
Stipulations?
the stipulations there. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like 16 years old, right? And we're playing there one night. And it was the first night we played there, actually. And Patty, who is the Jimmy's wife or girlfriend, whatever, who was running the joint, she was also the bartender. And so I go on the first break, I walk up to the bar. And I'm like, "Can I get a Coke with no ice?" And she's like, "What's the no ice thing?" I said, "Well, it's very, very constricting on your vocal cords. If you have ice, like you have to have stuff at room temperature, and it keeps your vocal cords loose, And she goes, "Honey, get back behind the bar. Get back behind the bar. Don't let your mother see you. Just hide under here." I go, "Okay." I go back behind the bar. I hide underneath the bar like this. It was right when, remember Aftershock? Remember that shit, right? So it was like, all the crystals in the bottom.
It's contributing to a minor.
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, I'm like, I get back behind the bar like this, and she's like, I got something that'll help your vocal cords. Fucking pours me a shot of Aftershock. About 6 shots later, I finally come back out from behind the bar and get back on stage, and I play the rest of the night, right? So I get done. My mom looks at me, she goes, you played amazing tonight. I don't know what got into you, but you played great. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm fucking hammered off of Aftershock. But that started my love for cinnamon flavored things. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So that wasn't a real name. It was something else. I'm kidding.
I got to read this comment because Genesee Joe has the line of the day today.
Oh, I love it.
He says, dealing with musicians. LOL. He's still dealing with dildos.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious. And shout out
sad
to
face. Sad face.
So, Brian, when you get up and maybe when things start to get a little bit normal, are you going to have full bands in there, or are you just going to keep it like acoustic?
No, even before I had a few full bands in there, because I would have to clear tables. I'll put them in the dining room and open things up a little bit more. Just so you get that feel, so you can run around, dance, and actually have a good time and not be seated the whole time.
Sure.
More of a dining experience with, acoustic music. It's just a different atmosphere. So we pull the tables out and sort of open up the middle a little bit so you can dance and raise hell a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have to wait for COVID to be a few more restrictions to be gone to be able to do that. So for now, everybody separate the tables. You got to go through the, all that stuff.
Are we allowed to talk about the new ventures outside right now? Are we allowed to talk about that?
We can talk about them. We still got to, talk with the mayor on locking everything down. But I don't
think you got much to worry about.
No,
that.
I don't think so.
I know a guy.
He knows all the guys.
But we're the plans are, I say, because I've been doing this to go back to the story. Like when I lived on Canandaigua Lake for a while, we sold the house in Frankfort when we graduated high school, moved to Canandaigua Lake. And every summer we had a block party kind of thing, 4th of July.
Yeah.
Had music in. Dan Lina. You ever meet Dan Lina?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Awesome.
He wrote the song Lick Dob.
He did it every year. He did our party.
Do you remember the song Lick Dob?
Yeah, I do.
I can't sing it. I can't sing it on air. I will sing it for you at the end.
Serenade me later.
He moved to Florida, so I can't get him. He does come up occasionally, but
right.
I can't get him to play. I want him to come to Fratello's. I mean, that's just
he's incredible. What an incredible talent.
Yeah,
him and John Liebing used to play all the time at Southside.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
So he would always do our little block party there every summer. So then my parents sold the house on Canandaigua. They moved back to Frankfort because my father was still working at the time. Didn't want to travel the hill with the house. Vickerman.
Right.
So they bought some property back in Frankfurt again, so they come back. So then now we started every July doing a one-day party, booking bands again. And I got, some people for a one-day thing, fireworks, and we do it.
Yeah.
So then I buy the bar, or the restaurant bar, and I'm like, all right, now it's on.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So anyways, we're going to go and expand it from one stage inside to we're going to do some decking outside.
One on the deck, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And out in my back parking lot, it's pretty large. I'm going to put an amphitheater pavilion back there, and we'll be doing some outside shows. And those will be more of, I'm thinking like one a month, so I don't want to piss the neighbors off too bad. They get a free concert.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But once a month, bring in a national act.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a monster, obviously.
Right. It'll be showtime,
Hey,
I'm kidding.
For real, we're gonna, and that was really what started this. Was a couple years ago, I had talked to the mayor down there and some of the officials, and we're gonna block off Main Street, and Fratello's will sort of be the epicenter of it, and have indoor music, outdoor music, and do something with the village and block off Main Street, and it'll be right there, So and then now I'm just expanding it to, we're gonna be the Valley's version of the Lost Horizon or something. We're just gonna bring in locals, nationals, and we're just gonna go wild with it.
Yes.
I have to say that
I love it.
I have to say I can announce this now that I'm the guy in charge of that once COVID's done.
So I'm thinking we might get it through.
I think you might be able to pass it through. I think like I said, I know a guy, right?
It's some political shit, huh?
I guess. I don't know.
That's super cool, man. Is this your first venue you ever had? You've been in so many different ventures.
Yeah, that's
first bar though, right?
First bar,
yeah.
First restaurant that I've owned. I've managed and done other things like that, but So the laundromat I owned, an apartment house, that kind of stuff. And I've managed Sully's Pizzeria and all that, but never done this.
Yeah.
The best part about Fratello's too is watching. It's a family affair. I mean, I watch your sons, and your sons have your work ethic, which is amazing. Like,
do you guys know what Fratello's means? So that's part of it too.
Brothers, yeah.
Brothers. So in the logo has their names are in there.
Yeah.
So
and those boys, I'm telling you, Colby. I mean, Colby's the oldest, obviously, and like watching him, he kind of manages the bar. And like he knows, like I'm watching him do the research. I mean, he's a hustler just like you. That's beside the point. But watching him manage the bar and like he puts in beer that he knows that people want. You know what I mean? Like it's not just your typical Coors Light, Bud Light. You know, there's a market for IPAs. There's a market for sours, and like he brings them all in. You know, he even got. And I don't know if that was you or him that got Heel Path, which is a brewery right in Frankfurt. You guys got one of their beers on tap, which was awesome. I mean, that's really good. That's showing the love in the village, and I mean, it's but watching his boys work like how he does, you know what I mean? You see them work just like he does, and it's I mean,
each have their own niche of what they do.
And you're going to see
really
Fratello's. You're going to see Fratello's for years to come, even when he retires. You're going to see.
How old are your boys?
The youngest is turning 19, and Colby's 27. The oldest 27.
Yeah.
Rosemary's saying right now that she loves Colby.
Yeah, he's more of the dining room bar. He's out there and kitchen. He does both. When I'm not there, he runs the whole place.
He's so outgoing too. Like Colby's. Oh my God, he's so outgoing.
He researches all these beers.
He does.
And so we don't have like Coors Light, Bud Light. None of that kind of stuff is even on the tap line. It's all local, but not the everyday
and the
stuff. So you can
beers,
pick something out. Yeah, something different. So,
and I really dig how you like if you go to Fratello's and you're looking to drink booze like liquor, like you're not going to find it at Fratello's. It's beer and wine only, but also there are some fermented spirits, you would call them, right?
Yeah, they're malt based, like a malt liquor kind of thing, and
OE, St. Ides, stuff like that.
No. It's like vodka, gin. Vodka,
we have
gin,
vodka,
whiskey.
gin, and those kind of things, but made by no-name people right now. But supposedly vodka is going to be made by a name brand soon.
Right.
But we have Southern Comfort, and we have Fireball.
Yep.
That are made by them, but they're malt-based, so a beer and wine license can support them.
So where they're like 40% alcohol, like when you buy them on the shelf, they're like 20%. 16 to 20%, like, and they sell them in little airplane bottles. And you can actually get them in gas stations.
So they're like 30-something proof. I think the Southern Comfort might be 40 proof, 40-something proof.
Yeah,
it's like half, but it's a double shot, so you do the whole thing. You're all set.
But it works out great. But I mean, I think that it's great that you guys are focusing on the craft beer and the wine, and I think that it really fits the atmosphere of the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really like a high-end martini bar. It's not a down dive vodka bar. It's just right perfectly in between. It's just great. I really enjoy it. It's such a great atmosphere. And if you guys haven't tried it yet, please go down there. I mean, you're missing out if you're not going down there. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I apologize for not coming down, but I don't leave the house. I don't leave the studio.
Let's talk about
a rough year.
Let's talk about 2019 while we're here. Let's talk about 2019.
I don't remember.
And I'll tell. Well, first of all, I'll tell it from my end, okay? Because it was a poor Tim night. I'll never forget this because I've had your food for years, and so I know how good it is. And Jerry Krause was running the Stanley at the time, and him and his friend came down and to have dinner and watch us. And they must have ordered Riggies because, for him to ask that, they must have ordered Riggies and Greens. And it was that weekend that it was Riggies and Greens Fest.
Oh, yeah.
At the Stanley. And he said to Brian, he says, hey, he goes, I think you guys got something here, can you get something together for this weekend? And I'll get you in, to the whole thing. I mean, this is every restaurant that cooks Riggies and Greens in Utica, are there. And here is this guy from Frankfurt, which
competition,
which most people, if they're from Utica, they think that Frankfurt is like you got to pack a lunch to get there. Like it's like a 3-hour drive away to the valley.
Miles.
You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you right now, if you're from Utica,
everybody in Utica's lazy. They don't.
But they think they see 5S and they're like, oh well, I got to drive 3 hours, see some farmland, and then I'll get to the valley. You know what I mean?
They got to walk up the block to mail out a letter or something.
So now. I had to play the Riggies and Greens Fest with Sean, so we played that day, and of course, Brian and those guys were there. We said hi and stuff.
The thing is,
explain what happened now at that point.
Well, To back up just a little bit, I talked to Colby. He's 27. The other one at the time was only 16 or 17. This is a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not going there and doing this. You know, I'm a tired.
I gotta run the pizza
I'm
place.
a tired old bastard, but I'm, you know, I mean, only at the time I was probably in my late 40s, whatever, 40. But I'm busy. I'm tired. This thing is early tomorrow morning, and I'm not going to get out of here till late. No. All right. I will help you. We'll get it all put together. You guys are going to do it. So I'm going to send my 17-year-old, 16-year-old, and at the time, Colby was probably 24.
25, 24.
Yeah, 24. Yep. And you guys are going to go do this, and if you want to do it. And so they did. So funny as hell. That's why I sent these two.
And of course, they were both marketing too, like crazy. They're all out there, like, "Hey, you want to try this? You want to try?" Oh, it's great.
I don't even remember.
It was a snowstorm night, so there was all whether they were going to have it that day.
Yeah.
And so we all met at the pizzeria. You know, we're all putting everything together. It's all coming out great. And some of obviously the greens and stuff had to sort of be put together the day before because it takes forever to cook those greens down and do what you got to do with those. But so putting it all together, I ship them off, and my youngest, because Colby's probably off the gift the gab, you know, talking to everybody. So my youngest, he's texting me, telling me, "Oh, we're running out of this, we're running out of that. We got to line out the door."
Sure.
And everybody's telling us how much they love everything. Yeah. And then my youngest, he texts me, "Oh, we won best greens." I'm like, "Get the fuck."
Yeah. Well, and for people that don't know, you won best riggies as well, and the whole thing is that apparently you get disqualified if you don't make chicken riggies. Okay, even though it said riggies and greens fest. Okay, I mean, you know, there was no, I never saw any fine print that said it had to be chicken, but apparently it had to be chicken. But they made sausage vodka riggies, which if you ever go to Fratello's, that I have two things on the menu that I will order every time, and you know. You can trust a fat guy. Okay, it is the vodka riggies, and you add their pizza sausage, which, by the way, they make their own pizza sausage from scratch. Okay, in a pan that they cut up afterwards. They season it. They make it wonderful. But you have them put the pizza sausage in the vodka riggies, and it is unbelievable. Okay,
nice.
And also they make an al forno.
Yep.
Which is like not a cream-based sauce, but more cheese,
it's
like
got
pinkish
regat,
sauce.
Yeah, it's a pinkish. It's got regat right in the red sauce.
Right in the red sauce, so it makes it a little pink, and that's with sausage and all.
We had greens right in that,
and they bake it, which is great.
Baked with mozzarella right over the top.
Yeah.
Great.
So the point is I'm trying to make. So they make the sausage riggies, okay, and they won the Riggy Fest.
We had the most votes, but got disqualified.
They had the most votes, but they got disqualified because there was no chicken in it. Okay, so that's how good this restaurant is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I mean, you're so used to Utica restaurants, which are incredible, but give Brian a try in Frankfurt, because I mean, he won both of them. He was disqualified for one because there was no chicken in it. I mean, maybe you should have just thrown like one piece of chicken.
But they haven't had that competition since, so I got ideas. We got plans, you know.
Yeah. That's a big discrepancy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have put in the appeal.
I would have too. I mean, I'm a fat guy. You got to trust me.
Since we're on the subject of food, Brian, this is a good platform. This would be a good time to use my platform to bitch about the price of chicken wings these days.
Oh, my God. First, I got to show you that.
It's ridiculous, like the price of food and how much it's gone up.
Wings, oh, my God.
Remember, it used to be 10-cent wings. You go to Cavallo's, 10-cent wings.
Yeah, you used to be able to do a large and 50 special for like $12 25 years ago.
Yeah, now it's $50.
Wings were now wings are the filet mignon of the chicken.
Oh yeah,
you know that's what it is.
You can buy a whole
and you're
chicken
buying
for
all
less.
that bone and filet. You don't get the bone. You know, so it's ridiculous.
You can buy a whole chicken for less.
Yeah. You can get a whole goddamn chicken for like $5.50.
Yeah,
and now you get But and the thing is what supposedly. If you talk to like the chicken people, they say that obviously you only get 4 wings per bird. You know, the two,
sure,
you know, the whole flappers. So you only get 4 wings per bird. So you sell 1,000 wings.
That's 4,000 birds.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're struggling. What do we do with the rest of this chicken?
Yeah.
What do we do with it? So typically what they do is they lower the price of the breast. That's why you'll get breast for $1.50 a pound.
Sure.
Whatever. But right now what they're doing is they're raising the price of the breast, the thighs, and the legs. Everything's high now. And from what I've heard from people locally, like the distributors, is it seems like they're intentionally like sort of trying to price wings out of the market. They don't want us to sell any more than we already sell.
We're upstate New York. We have to sell wings.
It's like a countrywide thing. My buddy's down in North Carolina. They tell him the same stuff. That it's like a shortage. Price is going to go to $4 a pound. And I don't know if you guys realize $4 a pound, you're going to get like 5 wings for $4 a pound. That's why they're so darn expensive. Right. And then now between labor and the sauce and the container and everything else that goes into it, you got almost $1 into the darn thing. Yeah. 1 wing.
Well, I had a friend of mine just last week that I talked to. I won't name any names, but they were like, the way that the the price is per pound at this point, 15 or 10 wings is $15 to make money. You have to
that's what you really should
make
be charging.
Money. Yeah. $15. You have to charge $15 for 10 wings to make money.
Wow, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they say that it's not even supposed to be at its peak. Highest anyways until football starts. So it's already almost $4 a pound now, and it's supposed to keep going up for the next few months. And once football starts, it's not going to go down.
Even with the inflation on prices, is there still a high demand for chicken wings?
Yeah, I think because of right now because of all the COVID stuff and all the the Biden bucks and all that kind of stuff, all the money that's out there, the stimulus money.
They're all getting
spending
chicken wings.
they're eating out every night. There's a shortage on styrofoam containers because the people are eating out so much they don't even have containers to put them in.
Really?
Right now, the 10x9 container, which is a lot of bigger restaurants will use because the rest of your dinner and stuff, a little bigger. They're running out of those, so they stopped making those, and they're making more of the 9x9. So they actually shut a line down.
Wow.
So they can make more of just one rather than have run 2 lines.
Right.
And it's all because of the COVID stuff, because so people are just eating out every night.
Yeah.
Because they got the extra money from the stimulus and all that.
Yep.
And so it's causing shortages of the wings because of that. So every darn restaurant in the country's got chicken wings now.
Yeah.
It's not just, and they eat them the way we eat them. So that's the difference, too.
Sure.
Years ago, not even that long ago, outside of this area, the buffalo wing was unbreaded chicken, just like it is what we're used to. You get outside of this area, there used to be a breaded wing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now the rest of the country is catching on to this fresh, and the breaded wing they used to have, they'd be frozen.
Sure.
So everything's sort of changing the way it's being done. So now, if you have an unbreaded wing, they're typically unfrozen. You can buy frozen too, but typically they do that unfrozen, a fresh wing.
Yeah.
So that puts a strain on the markets. Now you got a kill day is whatever, and it has to hit your store to be able to sell it fresh within so many hours, days. It's not long.
Right.
So what's happened in Buffalo over the last 30 years is really taken this long, but it's catching across the entire country, creating an issue.
Right.
So you have unbreaded, fresh wings that have to be cooked and eaten within a couple days.
Or else they go bad.
Yeah. So, and then say now with everybody eating out more often now through this COVID stuff. I'm going to say more because of the stimulus money, and it's tax season. People, you get your tax money back from your returns. Yeah. They're eating out more often. They're having a shortage on styrofoam.
Sorry, Peter. They're killing 1 million birds a day. Sorry.
That's insane. I didn't realize.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. I mean, and you're not the first person I've talked to about this too. I mean, like it's bad right now. It's really bad. Like especially for New York State, because we're so wing friendly. I mean,
we're the home of chicken wings.
We're the home of chicken wings,
especially upstate New York. I mean, Buffalo, but it trickled over here to Utica. How quick?
Oh yeah. Yep.
How long has it been? When did the wing get invented? When did the anchor bar? Because they're known as the first one, right?
Had
anchor bar.
The 70s, right?
Yeah.
So
I was eating them here in the 80s.
Yeah, because I remember eating them in the 80s too.
Yeah. My first job was at Primo Pizza when it was on 2nd Street, and my job was cooking chicken wings. That's all I did. And literally, that's what I did all fucking day. 8 hours. I worked 8-hour days, 3 times a week.
Nonstop.
But I was there literally just dropping wings, sauce, done. Dropping wings, sauce, done. It's been that popular since, that was 1994, 93, and it was that popular then. So, but the thing, I heard a radio ad for you the other day about all the sauces you have, which I think is incredible. You can get General Tso chicken wings at Fratello's.
Oh, wow.
They're good.
Which is pretty. I can't wait to try them. I think I might actually order some tonight.
How do you come up with some of these sauces? Just kind of out of boredom, or
I'd say now the kids do a lot of this stuff.
Do they?
Yeah, my youngest Brady, he's got another one he's working on.
Really?
He's trying to come up with a name. He's not sure what he wants to call it, but it's damn good. It's good. And then he came up with, we have ones called the Himalayan sauce. And Brady has made it over the last bunch of years. He's always it was his sauce. He made it himself, doctored his wings up, and just did them. And then this was since we had the old building, and he was young then, and so he's just 18 now. So. And now him and Colby have got together. They tweaked it out, put a little this and that, and then they come up with a name, and it's the Himalayan sauce.
That's great.
And that's one of the top sauces now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome. It's great. It's different. You are not gonna duplicate that anywhere unless, and not even because Brady and Colby are the only ones that make it, unless one of those dummies give out the recipe. No one is gonna duplicate that.
I love it. His sons are some of the smartest kids I've ever met in my life, and he still calls them dummies. I love it. I love it.
That's like everything sauce on steroids right there.
Yeah,
because that's got some stuff in it. Yeah, it's good.
Now,
it's
what's the other sauce that you make that you do like a what is it? Oh, I can't think of the name.
Buffalo garlic is my favorite.
Yeah, but
that was
the
like
one
the
you
Reese's
put in
peanut
the
butter
wrap
cup
too.
for me years ago.
Oh, right, sure.
You know, I was sitting there and I'm at the end of the night and I didn't want to wash out the container. I didn't want to wash the container out, and there was garlic sauce in there. So I put my wings in there. I was like, son of a gun, you know, and I wanted just hot wings. So I mixed them around with the garlic sauce.
Hot garlic, yeah.
Yeah, and I poured the hot sauce on, shook them up. It's like, shit.
Yeah.
I've doctored it since then. So same thing. Unless somebody comes from my place, they would probably never really be able to duplicate that because there's a couple other things in there now.
Sure.
But that's how that came about for the buffalo garlic. So it's a mixing of garlic sauce and a wing sauce. That's dynamite.
I like your Cali sauce too. The Cali, you do the wrap too. The Cali chicken wrap.
I can't take credit for the Cali. That was around before when I left the Pizzeria Frankfurt.
And Sully's, yeah.
And Sully's. And then I came back and opened my own. There was about a 8-year difference in there.
Sure.
So in between there is when this Cali sauce came out, and that came in Frankfurt. That's the Frankfurt sauce. And since then, it's creeped out from old employees. Rosario's, I think, has it. And it's crept out.
Because the old employees know how to make it, so they just pass it along. Oh, yeah.
So it's a sweet and sour barbecue kind of thing, and it's we do pizza with that, subs with that, wraps with that, paninis with that, whatever you want. And you put bacon and chicken. It's great, really good sauce.
You should really sign a waiver or something with people who work for you.
Right, you can't. Right, it's got to stay here.
You just got to stay here.
Yeah, non-disclosure.
I'm serious. So we've been sorry. Fat guy talking about food constantly.
I know you're making me so hungry right now.
Music. We got to talk about music.
All right.
So you're thinking about if we do this block party. Okay?
Yeah.
So if we do this block party, we're thinking 3 stages, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we got inside stage, probably a solo act.
Yep.
Outside stage, duo, maybe 3 people at most. Big stage for bands, right?
Yeah, like a
Think about
theater
this
type of thing out back.
What a festival that would be. You have 3 stages in a block. You know what? I mean, name another place in the area that does that right now.
No, nobody. Not at the moment, right?
No,
They
I mean,
could all be going
but I'm even saying
simultaneously.
like pre-COVID.
They're far enough apart. They all could be going simultaneously.
Sure,
Yeah.
but pre-COVID though, you know what I mean? Pre-COVID. I mean, did you know another village that did that 3 stages on a block? I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
I like seeing your town get a little hip, huh? You know, you're right at the forefront of all that, brother. The both of you.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're really working hard on it because I mean it's very important. I mean it's we have our little niches in the valley. You know what I mean? It's not Utica, it's not Syracuse, but there's a lot of potential in the valley.
Absolutely.
You know, especially because a lot of talent comes out of the valley, music-wise. It really does. There's a lot of talent in the valley.
And now there's some commerce coming to town too. Amazon's coming soon.
Coming.
I saw that.
And then the truck stop. And
Pepsi's moving to Schuyler.
Pepsi's coming.
Pepsi's moving to Schuyler
And
from Broad Street.
Farm supplies. That's brand
Tractor
new.
Supply.
Tractor Supply. Rather.
It's been expanding since they moved in there.
Oh,
so
sure.
That's great. Yeah.
But they moved in a couple of years ago, right? Yeah. So
it's huge, though.
Things are starting to expand.
Yeah, you go up on the hill. That's all you can see
Over
is
a
that
million
building.
square feet. That building is just
huge.
astronomical. It's just huge. Yeah.
So Amazon, the cool thing about Amazon is it's going to be like, I think they're going to take, because how the post office, if you order something from Amazon on Prime, the post office is what delivers it. So even on Sunday, you order something on Friday, it's going to come on Sunday if you order Prime, right? So it sucks for the post office because, I mean, now these guys got to come in on Sundays. I mean, I feel bad for post office workers because they have to park they have to park their vans at a certain spot and they have to walk from there. And that certain spot is the only place they can park their van. Okay? They can't, like UPS or FedEx, they can drive right up to your house and pull over on the side of the road, beep the horn, hop out, drop the package off, go on. The post office, they have to park at a certain spot. and then they walk everywhere. Okay, so now middle of winter, they get a big snowstorm on Sunday. You order a package from Amazon because you're an asshole. That's me. I don't know why, but I'm like, yeah, we need that. I just order it, forget what day it is. And then Sunday, I'm like, shit. I got like 5 packages coming in today. I apologize to the post office guy every time. I like open the door. I'm like, so sorry, man. God, I'm such a dick, And I run it in, But now, so the whole thing is this Amazon thing. It's called like a last minute place or whatever. So they have box trucks for like big appliances like TVs and washers and dryers and stuff. They have Sprinter vans for your medium packages, and then they are going to be contracting out to Uber for like the small packages. Awesome. So they'll do Uber for the packages. So now instead of the post office, you'll actually get Amazon coming to your house instead, and that's most of it will be within a 45-minute radius, but they will also do up to 2.5 hours away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when do we expect this?
It's going to be a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the building's already there.
Yeah.
So they just got to do some rearranging of some different things in the building, and they'll be right in. I mean, but there's so many. I mean, I think about 60, 80 jobs coming there, even more maybe, and
Awesome.
it's going to be great. I mean,
Pepsi's
anything we
can expand too.
Pepsi, Pepsi's
from what
going to
they
expand.
already have, I think they're going to expand.
They're expanding.
Yeah.
Yep. They're absolutely expanding.
That'll
There's another business that's going to be the flagship of that business park. It's a local business, but they're going to add like 250 jobs. Yeah.
It's a Fountainhead, I think.
Fountainhead, I think it is. They're going to add like another 250 jobs to the area. It's incredible. You know what I mean? It's great.
Good.
But
a lot of growth going on.
More jobs means more business for restaurants and bars, more business for bands, more business for music, keeps the live scene alive, and that's all I care about. I mean, it's huge. You know what I mean? And just keeping the live music scene alive. That's what we got to do.
Yep. Yeah, we are all in this together.
Yep, for sure.
That's for sure. And we're lucky to have people like Brian. And we're going to feature more venue owners and promoters
Once
and
a month.
whatnot. Once a month, we're going to do that. And I'm putting you in charge of that. Because you're the one out there playing gigs, dude. I'm not playing gigs. I haven't left the studio. I'm over here in podcast land. I'm putting out 5-6 podcasts a day.
Well, yeah.
Not really, but on a Friday I am.
Well, you get to handle all the musical guests because, like, the funny thing is that everybody would think that I handle the musical guests because I'm a musician. Everybody would think that.
You did at first.
At first, because I got my friends that I knew,
right,
that I really knew. You know what I mean? But the point is that I play so much that I don't really know a lot of guys. You know, like you know the guys from Mo. You know the guys from different bands that have played that I've never met before because. We're always playing, separate venues, and I never get a chance to meet up with these guys. I mean, unless it's with a festival or stuff like that. But
it's a good way for you to give back to some of these venue owners that are opening their doors to you, and and helping you pay bills too, man, and feeding.
Which there are quite a few right now. There's quite a few bar restaurant owners that are pushing live music. They're still pushing it. They're not giving up on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you got to think about this, okay? And you'll agree with me. I know you will. How many tables would you say you have out in that dining room that you could see?
Maybe 10.
Okay, so 10 tables you're sitting out, and this is I love that he's here for this because he can back
Maybe
me
12,
up on this.
10 to 12, bro.
Let's say 12. Okay, let's say 12 tables. Okay, and you get the Showtime Trio. We sell that place out every time. As far sell it out, what I mean is reservations. Okay, and if you had that many people in there without a band, you would turn those tables over constantly.
Right.
But those people are all coming to see the band. So you're getting those 12 tables, and they're sitting there, and you're praying to God that they're drinking.
Right.
Because if they're not, then you're seating those 12 tables once because they're sticking around all night long to watch the band.
Yep.
So you're taking a chance hiring a band.
Yeah, good point.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You really
You're taking
are.
a chance.
During this last year,
You're taking a chance hiring a band and a possibility of not making money if these people don't drink. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's really the thing. Because, I mean, food is, food's food, but, booze is, you can make money.
Because during this last year, no one could come in the building unless they had a seat for them.
Yeah.
And the social distancing and the whole night.
Yep.
But you couldn't even come in the building unless they got a spot for you to sit.
Yeah.
And they would, Showtime or Port Tim or the Trio, wherever.
Yeah.
And I
we
got
pack all the reservations.
Everything's all full. So you hope that those people are spending a few bucks.
Yep.
Because that's just it. Because no one else can come in. You come in, you can't stand. You know the
Right.
rules. You can't stand. You can't move. You have to be served all the time. You can't even walk to the bar for a drink. You have to be seated and served by a server, Gino. So,
Yo, Gino.
Mark Macri says he's in for the big block party too.
nice.
Do you deliver?
We do the entire valley. We get yelled at on the occasion. We deliver so much.
Yeah.
People think that I'm bullshitting when I'll tell them we'll deliver 70, 80 deliveries at least a day.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
It's nuts. There was just a couple of days ago. I put my coat on. I'm getting ready to leave. I got the laundromat in Utica, so I'm going to take off and go check that place out. I didn't get through the kitchen, and at least 1 or 2 tornadoes were just going up and down the kitchen, causing chaos. You know what I'm saying? It's just all falling apart. You know, all right, I'm not going nowhere. I threw the coat this way.
Yeah.
All right, I got my son Brady. Get some money so you can make change. Take those deliveries. Go. The delivery driver's car broke down. Go to her car first. Pick her deliveries up, and then finish her deliveries. I had the dishwasher come down here. Get him a delivery bag. You take this. They're out on 12. There's 12 more going in the oven.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Fast pace.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
so
thing. I mean,
we deliver, but we do deliver
Yeah.
a lot in the entire valley, except no Little Falls, the Herkimer, East Herkimer, Little Falls, not Little Falls, Herkimer, East Herkimer, Schuyler, Frankfort, Ilion, Mohawk.
Yeah.
All that.
I mean, people got to realize too. I mean, 2.5 hours is not a long time for a delivery these days. You know what I mean? 2.5 hours is pretty much the norm in a sense when you're busy.
We try to keep an hour to an hour and a half. Hopefully
Sure.
not over an hour and a half.
Sure.
But it gets
But there's
crazy.
times. There's times. It's really tough. And I mean, please, you know, I mean, all you people, please understand, you know, how much time that takes. You know what I mean? There's, you know, these places are just getting bombarded with people right now.
Yes, they
And
are.
that's
You
a
know?
COVID thing, too. That started. We always delivered, and we always delivered a good amount. But it didn't get this excessive until COVID because people got in the habit when COVID first started of not wanting to leave their house.
Right.
They'd rather just deal with one person coming to their house and not have to walk in the door and maybe touch my door handle and, or make a money transaction or whatever's going on in the pizzeria. They would either do curbside type of thing, we'll bring it out to them, or they just stay at home and say, just deliver it to me because they don't want to deal with it.
Sure.
You know, and take a chance, you know. So I think that's where it's really started because delivery really blew up over the last year. And I think it's more of a COVID thing. They just don't want to leave the house.
Right.
And that's just bring me the food. And I got to deal with one person.
Yep.
And some people just leave it on my chair. They'll pay for it with a credit card and leave it on the chair on the porch.
Yep.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Right on, brother. I appreciate you coming down with the time, spending your time with us. And
Shit, yeah.
before we get out of here, though, plug your dates that you got coming up, some acts that you got coming through.
tonight we got
shitty band tonight.
Yeah, tonight
really
we got
shitty band.
Port Tim tonight. I didn't even look before I left to see what we got going. It's almost every night of the week, you know. So I'm not even sure who's this week.
What's the website? You do have a website, though, right?
Yeah, Fratellospizzas.com. You know, Fratello's with an S and pizzas.com because there are other Fratellos around.
Yeah.
So Fratellospizzas.com.
You got all the dates online right now?
Go to the Fratello's Facebook, and that's
Okay.
under Fratello's Pizzeria, and that has a regular, Frankfurt Pizzeria. You'll find that on there.
Cool.
And we always advertise the bands and stuff that are playing on there.
Awesome.
We will keep pushing it. I don't care.
Yeah.
During COVID, when they shut it down, where you couldn't even, your restaurants were closed. That part, like my pizzeria part was open, but where the sit-down dining, there's no sit-down, there's no waitresses.
It was so sad going in there.
So
It really
what
was.
I did, Max came in and I had a few people
Never
coming
heard
in.
of him.
Max, they did their what do you want to call it? They actually played in the pizzeria in the dining room. And
Yeah.
did Facebook Live. They set up
Yeah.
their tip jars, and they still were playing at Fratello's, even though there wasn't a damn person there.
Yep.
It didn't matter. I felt good for it. I ran specials. I'm giving pizzas away,
Yeah.
doing half price, crazy stuff, and putting it on their page. And he was advertising. I had him sheets of paper saying, play 4 or 5 songs and say this, or like an advertisement.
Sure.
It's like, I'm going to still pay you to play tonight. But while he's doing it, you get your people you're
So
watching.
you were paying him anyway?
I paid him anyways.
That's incredible.
And while he's sitting there and he's playing, and I gave him some advertisements after every 4 or 5 songs and say, these are the specials tonight, these are the specials tomorrow night. So I just, whatever, we're all going to do this. We're going to get
That's
through
outstanding.
it. And I did that with a bunch of guys when it was all just shut down. You can't even, you're going to play in your dining room or come out and pack your shit up. I'll pay you anyways. Just run a few ads for me to talk about some stuff while you're doing it. You know, that's all. It'd be cool.
Did it work out?
It worked, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
It worked. I love it.
Just the way to do it, man. Nice.
yeah.
That's the one thing I love about Brian. He's always recreating himself, you know?
Yeah.
Always reinventing the wheel.
So We only have like 5 reservations tonight for Poor Tim. So go ahead and throw out your phone number there for people to call for reservations tonight.
894-8484. Of course, you got to dial the 315. 315-894-8484.
A lot of fours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
Book them.
Easy to remember.
Book them. We need people tonight. Come on.
Let's go down there.
Come out and
Tractor
drink with
Supply.
us.
Come on, you Tractor Supply people. Get out of work and come on down. Those people are really, they're great
Oh, yeah.
supporters. I'm not sure when their shift ends, but if it ends at noon, that's when they show up.
Yep.
Some of them, it's just,
That's
they
awesome.
come down, they hang out. So shout out to those guys. They usually
Absolutely.
Monday night people. They come down and hang out, and they have a good time. They're good people.
It's a lot of balls to do music on a Monday night.
That was my first
Right?
night. That was my first night.
That's the first night he did.
And then
You had wing night, right?
That was my very first night, wing night. It's like, let's do this. What? No, because like Astroga House was doing wing night on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So I was like, what is like nobody's doing anything on? Of course, it was Monday. So like, all right, well, that's our night. That's our night. That's
Yeah.
what we did. So then I was like, I'm going to pick some of the most well-known local entertainment. So
Yeah.
I booked them for Mondays, and then I split everybody up throughout the week. And Monday nights, that's what we did. And then Stevie Rigo, I say he did my parents' party, and when that was his only show he had booked, in
Yeah.
years. And when he left, he says, when you open this place, because at the time I wasn't even open yet. I was hoping to be open.
Yeah.
He did my parents' party. We had it in the building, but I wasn't open yet. He goes, when you open, make sure I'm the first guy that plays. And he did.
Yeah.
He was the first guy
He
that
was.
played. The very first guy.
Yeah, he
And
was.
saying he's still there. So, no, that's great. We're going to keep cranking along.
Hell yeah.
It ain't stopping, so.
Hell yeah. Fratello's Pizza, everybody. Come on.
As our unofficial sponsor of Local Music Mondays commenting right now, we have not brought his name up at all yet.
Well, no, because he's an asshole and won't play down there.
Oh, he won't?
He just doesn't want to leave the house. Oh, COVID.
Who's that? Which one?
Tim.
Tim Moyer? I know. I don't like him now.
There you go. Fuck yourself, Tim.
I was just kidding. But yeah, we got to get him down there. I know. He
I don't want to play. It's COVID.
Well, he's saying Justin and the other guy, they're playing tonight.
He can borrow Phil Arcuri's. He's got a shield. I'll get
He
Phil
has a
Arcuri's
shield,
I'll
yeah.
get the shield, Tim.
Get
Come
the
on.
shield out, Tim. You got this.
I got to give a shout out to Tim, though. He's killing it over
Yeah,
on
he
his
is.
Twitch.
He sure is.
Like, he's Twitch.
I've been off for like 3 weeks. I'm really slacking. Like I had some issues and stuff, so I'm hoping to get back on. I'm probably gonna go live tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Probably gonna do it tomorrow.
I got to give a plug. Tonight, we're going live on Twitch on the DJ
Yes.
East One show. He's been
East
killing
One,
it.
baby.
It's been 2 weeks, and we've grown so much in
Yep.
2 weeks on that show. So it's really cool. We're doing something a little bit different than the normal DJs on Twitch.
Well, it helps when you have 4K cameras that you can shoot. them,
yeah, and a green screen and all that other
there's
stuff.
nothing
So
wrong with that, yeah.
it's a lot easy. But
I would
Moyer's
like to have that too. But.
Moyer's saying he's vaccinated now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's vaccinated.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
You better call Brian.
I got a date open. I'm gonna have to send it. I have had a couple cancellations. It's
You're
only
not
a couple
gonna-
weeks. Come on, he's got to come.
Do you
down.
have enough space for his wardrobe?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Do you?
You got to like seriously.
That's
building-
just an extensive rider we're talking
Yeah,
here.
Brian, you're building that deck and stuff. You got to build another room for backstage for the bands now. In back of
Definitely.
that, out to the street.
I
So you'd
turned my
have a
office
room.
in for PJ Farley. I turned my office into a dressing
Did you
room.
really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No shit.
I had all kinds of stuff. I had some weed. I had some weed down there for him. I had a bucket of beer. He was ready to go.
How can I get a gig there?
Wait, a minute, she wants to play now.
You had me at
She wants
weed.
to play again. You had him at weed. That was it.
It's hilarious. Yeah, if you think PJ Farley had an extensive rider, wait till you see Tim Moyer's rider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Moyer and the everlasting, instead of everlasting gobstopper, the everlasting wardrobe. Never ends.
Justin, where else are you playing this week?
Oh God, where am I not playing? I'm playing a
You
place
know
that,
I ask this question every
I know.
week.
I'm playing a place that nobody's ever heard of tonight called Fratello's.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. With Sean.
It's in Ilion, right?
Little Falls, I think maybe.
No, I don't want to confuse anybody. It's in Frankfurt, people.
It's in Frankfurt, yeah. And Wednesday I'm playing. I guess it's private because at the Hanadasas.
Ooh, fancy.
Playing there on Wednesday. Friday, the Showtime Trio with Lenny Milano Sr. will be at Fratello's.
Wow.
And then Saturday, the Showtime Trio will be back at Lucan's again on Saturday because we just played there last Saturday. So
Do you let him leave his stuff there?
He has before.
He has.
I have.
It's like, leave it, dude.
A few times, yeah.
Sure.
If I didn't have to play Wednesday, I would leave my stuff there. Thursday, I'm at Dick Smith's too with Gary Johnson. I forgot
Yes.
to say that.
Awesome.
Cool.
So the only night I'm not playing is Tuesday.
Yes.
So
Do we expect a Bobby Stewart appearance on this?
yes, you
Yeah?
will get a Bobby Stewart appearance, and I don't care.
Tell him
what
to
it
be
takes.
ready because
I
I'm
will.
coming at him.
I will. Yeah. I mean, you guys got some history there with the EC shots.
Oh, I'm coming after him. But I would love to have him on.
You know what? I'll tell you. The one thing I got to say is that I thought it was cool that when he pulled down the EC sign, he was like, "See, come get it." He's
I
like,
didn't get.
You didn't get it?
No, well, I know the people that do.
He
get it.
he offered it to you though, which I thought
What
was
am I
cool.
gonna do with it?
Even though think about it though. I mean, that was pretty cool though. I mean, he could have taken it down and fucking thrown it out
He
without
should've.
saying anything.
I
I know, but it's history. That time was history, and it was cool that he pulled it down.
They did
you
get
know?
it. In fact, I think Laura's boyfriend grabbed it. It's sitting in his garage.
Good. At least somebody has it because I'm glad it wasn't destroyed. I mean, and I'm glad that Bobby offered that opportunity though. I mean, that's good.
Well, but we'll talk about the other shady shit that he pulled on me when he comes here. No.
So apparently we're not going to have Bob Stewart
No,
on.
of course we're gonna have him on. I like this podcast because this podcast has helped me squash all my beefs.
Sure.
It really has. I squashed my beef with Spencer Morgan. I'm gonna squash my beef with Bobby Seward. This has helped me squash a lot of my beef. So
Sure.
Bring him, please.
Sure.
I welcome it.
All right. We're in. Let's do this.
So yes, I would love to do that. And now we need to bring Moyer back on too one of these days.
Yeah, we definitely have to get Tim on.
His hair products alone will be in a truck. So
I need Tim, do me a favor and send me a rider so that we can print the rider out, take a picture of it, and post it on Disruption Network.
Yes.
So people could see what a real rider looks like.
I want to turn it into a meme.
A real rider. A real live rider.
Artists do not do this.
Right.
Kidding. Brian,
thanks, brother.
Yeah, man, this has been awesome. This has been
I'll
really,
see you in
really
a couple
awesome.
hours.
See you in a couple hours. It's going to be a blast.
I love how you guys came in together.
That's awesome.
Carpooling. I like it.
I drove him.
He
Yeah.
drive right by.
I like literally lived two doors down. I'm like, dude.
dude.
Well, that was my thing to get him here. I was like, dude, I'm like, will you come on the show? I'll come and pick you up. He's like, oh fuck yeah, if you're gonna pick me up, I'm there.
Thank you, Brian. Make sure you check out Poor Tim tonight. Set up a reservation, sit down, have a great meal, see some great music. Justin and that other guy are going to be performing tonight over there.
Shit, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think you should
He's
change that name.
Sean Smith from The Biggest Loser.
Ah, is that the reality show?
He lost 300 pounds.
He does look good.
He's incredible.
He does look good, man. I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud. I'm still a little upset that he won't come on this podcast, but
Yeah, he's
I
a
am
loser.
proud of him.
He's a loser. He has a real job or something. I don't know whatever the fuck that is.
Shout out to EJA Moving Services, Attorney Dave Longaretta, Utica Coffee, Saranac Brewery, and Joey's at 307. If not for my sponsors, this podcast is not possible. So thank you to the sponsors. Make sure you go out and support all the sponsors. And I will be back tomorrow at some point. I don't know when, but I will be back tomorrow at some point. And Justin.
DC Radio.
By the way, we need a local music Monday jingle.
I'm waiting.
Waiting for.
I can't write it. I'm a host on the show. I cannot write the jingle too. Somebody else has to write. We have 8 million people that we interview on the show. Somebody write a freaking jingle.
All right. We're throwing it out there. We should do a contest. Like the best jingle wins $100 or something. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But we'll do a contest on the jingle. Local Music Monday jingle. I would love to do it.
Absolutely.
Signing off later, people. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.